So, can you hear me?
Yes,
All right.
Kevin. Can
Okay,
I
good,
ask
good.
people to message you
Yes.
directly if they wanted to be added to the group?
What?
Can I ask people to message you on Team?
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure, 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 sure. Absolutely. Just a minute. There's one more. John Reed. Okay. Mm, John Reed. Okay, so I think that's so far. This is it.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
man.
Okay. Yeah. I think the as long as the people message me, I think I add all of them.
Okay, because I'm trying to. Okay, I'm trying to access your channel. Uh, Let me see.
Yeah, it's not only you. It's all the IT really messed up.
Okay,
Yeah, because IT assigned the channels for each TA, and after this new system kicked in, we are really having a hard time to the adding people.
okay.
Okay.
Were you able to add me to your channel?
I think as soon as you are in this the meeting right now,
No,
uh, yes, I
no.
will. Why don't I? Yeah. Then you will be okay. I'll add them. I'll add you one by one in my channel. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. So from tomorrow, you guys in the you guys the people who are in this channel will fine. Right.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right, thank you,
So,
Kevin.
no problem.
All right.
Okay, let me before we let me share my screen first. So
I don't see your. Hold on, let me see.
oh,
Content is being shared.
just a minute. So,
Okay, okay. I see it now. Okay. All right.
yeah,
Thank you, Kevin.
there's one more person, Amako. It's an Amako now. Add to the session. Okay, just a minute. Amako. Amako. Amako Kiyoma. Okay. All right. Oh, what happened here? Do you see my channel? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. All right, let me the start with the let me see. I don't know how to add the Kiyoma Amako. Mm, can anybody the WhatsApp Kiyoma Amako that I sent a request to join, but the she couldn't. She said that she could not come in. I'm not sure what to do with this. Okay. All
I'm
right.
gonna let her know.
Okay. Okay. Please. And what I'm gonna do is let me just okay. Mm, this one. Okay. And then I'll just before we start, let me just briefly go over what's difference between what do you have to prepare for Med 4, okay? Med 4 and Med 3 are different from Med 1, Med 2, obviously, right? So the what I highly recommend is I heard even some professors say that to you in during the Med 3 that the studying solving the UWorld question might be a little too far away. Maybe it's too integrated, so you are not there yet. That kind of emails, right? That kind of things, right? So my recommendation to you is don't believe it. Okay, so if you didn't start your right as of yet, you are 3 semesters late already. Okay, I highly recommend. Let me check. Someone else, just a minute. Adriana, just a minute. Let me just add one more person. Adriana. Morales. Oh yeah, here. Okay. So the studying UWorld is never late. I mean, never too early. Sorry, never too early. Okay. So what happened is the UWorld question. I agree that the UWorld questions are very integrated, and sometimes you don't know what they are asking, and it's like you have to recall like previous semester knowledges and some other knowledges that is coming up. So it will be very hard. So I agree with that. But your questions, that's going to be the question that you will see in the step 1 exam. Okay. So my recommendation to, if you haven't done so, you have to get the UWorld. If you are really money tight, you can get a like online, the offline version, like PDF files and that kind of things, right? So that's fine to me. But so I highly recommend you get UWorld right away. Okay, you have to practice with the UWorld questions immediately. That's my recommendation. And then another recommendation is that unlike from Med 1 and 2, Med 3 and 4 is basically three other fields that distinguish between Med 1 and Med 2. Okay, the meds, like the drugs, and the micro, and the patho. Patho has a pathology, pathophysiology, and then the pathology. What I mean is that pathophysiology is what I will discuss today majorly, and also some drugs. And pathology is more kind of, the microscopic things. So like, they describe, like for instance, squamous cell carcinoma, they describe it as keratin pore, the intercellular breaches and that kind of stuff. That kind of the kind of buzzword thing. Okay. So these things is a big thing. Big the big part of the step 1 exams. Also all these three things, all the 4 things, drugs, micro, and pathology are very the high yield. This is probably about say 80% of the including the physiology. Okay, so physiology is kind of both physiology. Okay, physiology, you learn physiology in the Med 1 and Med 2, and also you will learn some physiology in Med 3 and Med 4. But in terms of physiology, pure physiology is like for normal people physiology, right? That's or mostly in the Med 1 and Med 2. Med 3 and Med 4 is pathophysiology. Okay, so obviously because we are learning to treat patient, right? So people will come. Normal people, like healthy people, don't come to the doctor. The only sick people come to the doctor, right? So that's why the pathophysiology is very important. Okay. Anyway, so another thing is that there's a little bit usually if you are good and in school, you will be good in the step 1 exam. Okay, but there are few exceptions which I will discuss later. But in terms of cardio. Dr. I don't know who will teach your course, Dr. Dalema, something like that. Okay. Her lecture is some people, like half of the people say that, oh, she's a really good lecturer, and some people say, including me, oh my God, I cannot understand what she is talking about. But she has like what is it, that the like how do you call that thing, the almost like Anki thing, like how do you call that, Anki type of the flashcard, right? Flashcard, right? Her flashcard, she will send a link for the flashcard, which is really good. Okay, that helps me most. Flashcard. So make sure that you don't miss the flashcard, and then whenever she posted the flashcard, and do this. So flashcard, and also she will summarize all the she will select the questions from the RX, and then send the link to you. So these two you should not mix. Okay, and also, she is very heavy on pathology, meaning that, as I said, pathophysiology and pathology are a little different, right? She is very heavy on pathology. So she tried to describe things in, like, the like palisading the neuroendocrine cells, that kind of things. Okay, that kind of pathophysiology type of the buzzword thing. But it could be buzzword, or it could be some describing the microscopic features of the disease. Okay, those things actually is kind of old school. What I mean is that the NBME decided to minimize that kind of buzzword, but she still used that. And NBME still, because you cannot really completely get rid of that kind of buzzword, because that's how the microscopic features will be described. Okay, so they might use kind of, instead of palisading neuroendocrine cells, they might say the palisading simply means like marching in one line, right? So they might say, for instance, instead of using palisade, they might say two lines of or several lines of the neuroendocrine cells are kind of lined up, that kind of things. Okay, so they might tweak the expressions, but they still use that kind of description. Okay, so you have to be familiar with the buzzword, which is kind of old style. This might be not exactly appearing in the in your exam, but in your step exam, but the her exams will still have the buzzword. Okay, so whenever you see the microscopic or histology findings, so she will just in her slides, she will say microscopic heading and then histology headings. Okay, so pay attention to that. Okay, but what I'm saying is, like, this buzzword thing may or may not help that much in the step 1 exam exactly, but they will you can use that kind of expression or description to that, like, findings. Okay, so that's something you need to know. So another thing is that in terms of resources, I told you about the UWorld. UWorld is the basically Bible. Okay, and another resource that I recently found out is that the bootcamp. Bootcamp is really kind of comprehensive resources, and which is really good actually. But the many of the topics are just very digestible amount. Okay, so highly recommend bootcamp if you haven't done so. And and I just joined the bootcamp very late, actually, about 2 months ago, and this really I highly recommend this bootcamp. Okay, and another thing is that another resource that you will have to know is because bootcamp is kind of weak in the PASO. So for pathology, you need to look for another resources. I recommend the PASOMA. PASOMA is the like the guy, I forgot his name. This guy is like basically king of the pathology. Okay, very the simple term and very explained really well. So I highly recommend PASOMA. And then another thing you need to know is just one more person that I need to add. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let's just add one more person. Okay. Okay. Another another resource that you need to familiar with is Robbins. Okay, you know Robbins already, right? I hope so. And the Robbins is a very good book, but it's a very huge book. Okay, it's a lot of information. So this is kind of encyclopedia. Okay, so just you don't have to know everything about the Robbins, but I would say you just reference this book from time to time. Okay, so PASOMA is not very thick. It's only like very thin book, and with only I think so about 105 lectures or videos. Okay, so which is very doable. Okay, so what I do is every system, when I start the system, I usually go over PASOMA twice. So that's my that's my habit. So when the new system start, right, then I start the PASOMA like just without even the writing down anything. I just watch them like 2 times. Okay, so PASOMA is a really good source for pathology, and then the best source I can recommend is Dr. Najib. He is the basically king of the king, king of the king in pathology. In king of the king, all the medicines. He just covers everything, but the only problem is his lectures are very long. Okay, he will just write from the scratch. He will write on the board, but it takes very long time to watch. Whole. Oh, just a minute. Hello. Yes.
Message you to add me to your crash course.
Okay. What's your name? KILYN.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. I sent you the request to join. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Sorry about that. So the Dr. Najib video is like a huge video set. They have about more than I think 500 videos, and each video is like kind of almost average 1 hour. So it's huge selection of the videos. But he will repeat. Everything will be repeated many times. So if you watch this, and just you just know everything. Okay, so but if you have time, this is highly recommended. But if you it's too long time, taking too long time. So if you have a specific topic that you wanna go over, you have no idea, then this will be a really good source. Okay. So so much about the for the preparation for the Med 4. And Med 4 is like really after Med 4, you don't have anything more to run from the school, because Med 5 is just basically just some it's a review of everything from what you have learned until Med 4. So we don't learn any new thing from Med 4. And then while you are rotating, you don't have any the luxury of the resources. In Med 1 through 4, you have a so-called standardized resources, right? You have a first aid, you have the PESOMA, you have a micro. Oh, by the way, another thing that you need to know is that just a minute. Let me just ask one more person. Okay, okay. And so I forgot to add this thing. For micro, the sketchy also the antibiotics, not all the drugs. Sketch is not good for all drugs, but in terms of antibiotics, sketch is the best. And then micro, sketch is the best. Okay, those two, so to summarize, UWorld, sketchy, and then the PESOMA. Those top three are highly recommended resources, and then more comprehensive type of the resources that I highly recommend the bootcamp. Okay, this in my slide is all of them are from the bootcamp. Okay, so I highly recommend that, and I'm not sure actually. I never tried the free version of the bootcamp, but I heard there was some free versions. I'm not sure about this, but it's not that expensive, like $100 some, maybe less than $200 for whole 2 years. So which is a really good deal. Okay, and then UWorld, I recommend you to have the subscription, but if you don't, then you can get a PDF version. They are just the circling around all over. Okay, and then also Sketchy, and then PESOMA, Sketchy for micro, and then antibiotics. Okay, and then the PESOMA for pathology, which is and once you have this, then you are very, very well prepared. Okay, and in rotation, during the rotation, you will not have any standardized materials like this thing. Okay, so during the rotation, you will have to find your own resources. For instance, it's very, very difficult. So, but for instance, surgery, you will have to use another resource for the surgery specific resources. So it's kind of hard, but the step 1 and step 2, about 70% the overlap. Okay, so if you are doing good in step 1, if you are well prepared in step 1, because step 1 is now pass and fail, right? So if we are preparing well for step 1, we'll prepare you well on step 2 too. Okay, now step 2 is much more important, because now they give a number. That's the only way they can evaluate you. All right. So much about the preparation for studying, and let's start the cardio. Okay, so I just made one. By the way, my student version of the cardio, I mean the file slide is in my file section. So if you go to my channel, and there's a file section, and then under the file section, there will be. Let me just show it to you. You just go to this is my session, right? My channel here. Here, if you click this, then there's a file section, right? And you click this file section, and then there's the Med4 bootcamp session, and then there's a student version. Okay, so that's how you get the student version, this file. All right. Let's start with the topics. But by the way, covering the whole semester. Actually, this the cardio and respiratory takes about 2 months. Okay, so about a month and a half for the month and like maybe 5 weeks for the cardio, and then like 3 weeks about respiratory. So covering this in 2 hours is, of course, obviously it's not possible, right? So what I do is I'll just reviewed all the topics, subtopics from the bootcamp, and then I insert the probably the most important pages. Okay, so knowing this will like get you going. Basically, let you have some kind of taste for the for the cardio. But it doesn't mean that okay, only this thing and then you will ace the cardio. That's no way. Okay, so you have to let you know that. Okay, so this is just a review. Okay, okay. So there's like the RCA and the LCA, right? So LCA goes in here, mostly in this side, and then RCA goes here. All right. So LCA is also like 2 branches, like one the circumflux right there, and then another one is like main LAD, right? So LAD serves this mostly anterior part, and then the circumflux means like its circumference, so on the side, okay. And then RCA also has like the main the branch is a right coronary artery, which will just go down here, and then serves some of the inferior part. Okay, so key point here is the inferior part is a RCA. Okay. But the problem is the question is like this. Question will be whether it's the right dominant or left dominant. Whether that depends on the posterior descending artery. Okay, posterior descending artery is this thing right there. So this will serve the inferior part of the heart, and that whether it's the supplied by RCA or LCA. Okay, so RCA, whether the supplied by RCA is when there's a right dominant. So about 80%, 85% of time, the PDA is supplied by RCA. Okay, but if the question is like nasty questions, they'll sometimes say, oh, if this was the left dominant, okay, or codominant. Okay, so that's the, then not RCA, then it's going to be the LCX. Okay, so that's something you need to know. So not, this is just a review. You already supposed to know this. Okay, and okay, let me just, this is just the other kind of rapid fire type of the questions. If you know the answer, you can just type in on the chat.
Kevin, chat room is not available.
Oh, chat is not available? What? Oh my gosh. How can I have no idea. I really hate this kind of this new systems. Anyway, so okay, so if you can just unmute and talk. I'm really sorry about that. Do you see my chat though? If I say type here, then can you see it? Do you see my chat? No?
No, we don't.
Oh, so you only see only the like screen. Wow, that's very, very bad. Yeah, this I will try to figure out if I can bypass this my channel and let you know, or otherwise I can maybe I can just schedule a team meeting just besides of this just away from my channel. Then might be possible. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about this for today. Then okay. So do you see my screen, right? So just you can unmute and just unmute and say the answer.
I like A.
B as in boy.
A as an apple. A as
A
an
as an
apple.
apple. Okay. A as an apple. And the patient the right dominant circulation. Yes, I think so. I think that's correct. Right. All right, good. So you know these answers, then we just discussed just now, right? So I will not spend too much time on this one, okay? Because this is kind of rapid fire type. Okay, how about this question? Read the questions a little carefully, okay? The anterolateral, the papillary muscle, and there's a anterior, the papillary muscle. What do you think?
I'm not sure we're seeing the question.
You mean what's asked in the question? Which of the following coronary artery is correctly paired with the corresponding territory? So the LAD is what is this supplying? I mean, this area is this supplying this area?
Oh, I see. I need to adjust my screen. I see.
Yeah. What do you think?
Is the answer A?
A? Yes. A is correct. Yes, A is correct. So basically, the LAD is the anterolateral papillary muscle. Okay. So if you, I don't know how to draw this like in 3 dimension, but this is like this is heart, and then this this part is kind of this is say this is anterior, and then this is posterior. Then anterior part, about anterior 2/3 part more specifically, like this yeah, so like this, and then anterior 2/3 part is the LAD, and then the posterior PDA is supplying the other 2/3, 1/3 of the posterior part. Okay. All right. How about this one? I will basically I will just go through very quickly, because this is the few questions here are just mostly the rapid fire type. And if I need some other explanations, then I will just spend more time on that. Okay. Posterior medial.
Is the answer D?
D? Yes, that's correct. Okay. Because I just told you, right? So this the anterior part, the LAD, and then posterior small part is going to be PDA. All right. SA note. You learned this in the Med 1, right? Med 2, I mean Med 2.
Med 2, yes. I think the answer is right coronary.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. All right. Now this one. Does anyone know, have you heard of the subclavian steal syndrome? No? Okay, good. All you have to know is, okay, just there are many the explanations here. All you have to know is basal dilate max. That's it. Subcranial steal syndrome is basal dilate max. What that means is this. You have this the blood vessel, another blood vessel here. Okay. If you have some atherosclerosis or some whatever the reason that your blood vessels are like narrow, this is like narrow. And then what's going to happen? If your body's response is that if your blood vessels are narrow, body try to make like a vasodilate as much as possible so that the blood can go through, right? So normally your body will, when there's like atherosclerosis or anything blockages here, body try to maximize this dilating function. Okay, so maximally dilated, say maximally dilated, but still, you know, because of the atherosclerosis, even if maximally dilated, it will be still blocked. Okay, so if you give some vasodilator drugs, like the most common, very popular drug in this case is adenosine. By the way, what's adenosine? Can anyone tell what adenosine is? Sorry. Yeah. What's adenosine?
Isn't it part of the ATP?
Yes, it is. So adenosine, ATP, adenosine triphosphatase, right? So this adenosine here. So what happened is the adenosine. Let me just go a little bit divert, okay? So when the ATP, when do you see your the adenosine in your body, in your organ? When the ATP break down, right? That's where you see the adenosine, right? Because when the ATP the breaks down, then you will see the adenosine, right? When does ATP break down? When there's like some so adenosine is basically so ATP basically is the one of the nucleotide, right? Nucleotide is normally you don't see adenosine only when, I mean not, let me put it back, not normally, but the adenosine is when you see breakdown nucleotide, when you see only when your tissue breakdown, or the nucleotide will be just breakdown, because of whenever there's like some kind of in particular in the ATP, because ATP is like a currency, right? The energy. So when your body need the energy, ATP will break down, right? So whenever there is some kind of tissue damage, this is a little bit tissue damage, or need energy, then only then you will see a ATP breakdown. Then you will see the adenosine. Okay, so when you see the adenosine, means that there is some kind of the one more thing here. This is actually same thing, but need energy or ischemic. Because if you are ischemic, so the oxygen is not there, so you cannot do the aerobic the metabolism. So you need the energy. You need to make energy. So you need to like break down the ATP. I mean, break down the nucleotide so that you can make more energies. Okay, so because the ATP is what makes the energy. Okay, so when the ATP, whatever the region, the ATP will be the breaking down, that that increase the adenosine. So what's the adenosine is for? When the energy, when ischemic, for instance, all of these conditions, basically all of these conditions simply means body is a lack of oxygen. Okay, lack of oxygen, lack of the nutrition. So in that case, what the adenosine will be the increase, and then what would the body will do? What the body try to do? Basically, increase the bring in more oxygen, right? In order to bring in more oxygen, what do you need to do? Vasodilate. You need more nutrition, more oxygen. Vasodilate. That's the only thing you need to do. So adenosine is a very, very strong vasodilator. Okay. So let me go back to the diagram right here. So there's two paths here, and then this path was the atherosclerosis, and then it will kind of vasodilate maximally because of when there's ischemic damages, then the nucleotide will be break down, especially adenosine will break down to make ATP, and then the ATP becomes ADP, and then the adenosine will break down, and then the adenosine will cause the vasodilation. Okay, so now body already maximally the vasodilate try to compensate for this the atherosclerosis. Now you give the adenosine to vasodilate more, right? So what's going to happen? Do you think the key point here is maxed? See, your blood vessel is already maxed out. If you give more, can you vasodilate more? No, because it's maxed out. Key point is maxed. It's maxed out. You cannot dilate anymore. So instead of the intended the effect, which is a vasodilate more, so that you can have a more blood flow, it does opposite thing. So what happened? Not opposite, but this doesn't work in this blood vessel. Instead, it will dilate this one instead. So what happens is your blood vessel, blood is supposed to come here, and then goes here, and then here. Now this part is blocked. They show it in here, right there. This is blocked. Okay? So instead of going here, more blood is going here. Actually, you didn't need this, right? You didn't need to go this blood vessel. I wanted to vasodilate this, but this doesn't work because it was already maxed out. So blood vessel and blood flow goes here, and then too much blood is here, right? Too much blood is here. So that will just go some of them here, but you cannot infinitely just increase the blood flow in one direction only. So there's it will just go back down here. So it will become like this. Blood goes like this. So not good, right? So this is what happened. Okay. So this is called subclavian. So this is a subclavian artery. Subclavian steal syndrome. So this is subclavian artery. Subclavian artery will steal this blood. It was supposed to be going here. It will blood going here, this side. Okay, so that's why it's called subclavian steal syndrome. Okay, so this the right side, and then this is the left side. When there's a the blockage in the subclavian artery, in the left side, subclavian artery right side will steal the blood from subclavian artery left side. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, you don't need to you don't need to know, or you don't need to read all of this kind of the strange explanations. Okay, all right. So let's do some other review questions in here. Assuming we know, we know that, and then after, I explained to you about the subclavicular Still syndrome, right? So, what's the answer for this one? Not a classical finding.
A, apple.
Yes. It's going to be ipsilateral, right? Because of that side here, this side, problem is like this side, because you don't get even make it worse, right? It was like a little bit of it was like the dilate, there's blood like this much, so a little bit of a blood could go through. Now you you give the vasodilator adenosine, for instance. Adenosine is the also drug, okay? So adenosine, you give adenosine, it will make even small, like 10% was blood, and then because it will just dilate more blood coming here. Even 10% is not coming. It's like maybe 2% only, because this spent 8% is stored by the right side of subclavian artery. So that will just make it more blood flow here, less blood here. Okay. So okay. So that's the A. Another question. It's also false regarding subclavian Still syndrome.
I think A is false.
A? Yes. So not the toward the affected, right? It's the opposite, right? Oh, just a minute. Sorry about that. Yeah, opposite. All right. Now, this one, because this is like it's about, I think I don't know how many pages, about 100 pages. So I cannot explain everything here. Okay. So I'll just let you study on your own, because of the some of them are self-explanatory. Some of them are I just add in here for the completeness. But for this, for this session, covering everything in 2 hours is impossible. So this ones, I think you can figure it out and reading it, studying it. Okay, doesn't mean that these pages are not important. Okay, all these pages are very important, because I just basically handpicked only the pages that are very important. Okay, so okay, this one is important. Natrileptic. What does natrileptic mean? Okay, actually this natri and then uretic. What's the uretic mean? Did you?
Increases the urine volume, diuretics.
Yes, true, but diuretic. Uretic. What does diuretic is? Increase the urine volume. Yes, correct. But why is it that natri inside here?
Loss of sodium as well.
Yes. Not actually, you're saying is correct in terms of the end result. But I would say this way: sodium loss will cause the urine increase, so more volume loss. Okay, sodium loss will cause, this is important. Okay, so natriuretic means that this will make the sodium loss. Sodium goes into the urine, so basically the sodium goes out, then water will follow. Okay, that's the key point. Okay, so there are like 2 peptides, AMP and then BMP. It's actually kind of the misnomer. first they thought that this was like from the brain, but this is not. That's why they call it brain, but it's not really brain. So this is a little bit about misnomer. So AMP is from mostly from the atria, and then the BNP is mostly from ventricle. Okay, but they do basically the same thing. All right. So so the key point you need to know. I'll just use a pen here. It'll act on it'll mechanism and it'll work as a like second messenger as a cGMP. Okay, something that you need to know. All right. So just a minute, one more person will try typing down a Scott. Okay, just let me add one more person. Just a minute. Yeah, here. All right. I think that's it. Just one more time. Yeah. Okay. All right. So so what happened? Okay. So it'll. So what happens in the heart, right? Too much blood coming in here. There's like a little bit about some kind of peptide in the cardiomyocyte that detect the too much volume. So there's a kind of it's a kind of baroreceptor. Baroreceptor means like pressure by stretch. So if there's too much volume coming in, that will stretch, right? They'll stretch it, then it will detect, and then that will secrete the AMP and BNP. Okay, so what? Who has the Muhammad Ali? Yeah, you have a question?
Yes, I need to know where exactly, like what mechanisms uses the cGMP. I forgot all those things. Is there any comprehensive like table that we can refer to?
Oh yeah,
For all?
actually, okay, that's a good question. Okay, actually, do you see my background? Oh, what happened here? Do you see my background screen?
Yes.
Yes, this is a page that I screen capture from the first aid. I don't know. I forgot the name of the page. I mean page number. I think it's a 200. Let me see. Yeah, it's a 300 some page, 340 something page. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Because I was looking on RX
Yeah.
first aid, but I couldn't figure out what page it is on.
Yeah. So what I recommend to you is like me, it's just a screen capture this page, because this is like you have to know this, by heart. Okay. So my recommendation is like just a screen capture. Huh?
If you search for receptors
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
search bar,
yeah.
it should pull up the options, and then Ali, you should be able to find this page on
I
there.
think you search for the signaling pathway. Signaling pathway in this is the endocrine session. Okay.
Thank
In
you.
my
Thank you very much.
yeah, I have a 2023 version. I think it's 340 something pages. Okay. So cGMP is the cGMP you need to know. Okay. So either vasodilate and the diuresis. Okay. So diuresis due to the sodium loss, which is the key. Okay. All right. Let's have some questions in here. And then, okay, another thing is that there is the drug, RAST system, right? Right. There's also the drug that the increase the BMP, AMP. So what it does is that there's some natural naturally natrilytic. Natrilytic. Lytic means the breakdown, right? Break. And then natrilytic is basically sodium. This is the natural AMP BMP. So AMP BMP lytic. So meaning that this is a peptide. This is not like a something like hormone or anything. Okay, so this is a peptide, and when you don't, body always like try to if there's some too much of anything, body try to decrease it, right? So when there's too much AMP BMP going around, and when your body is normal, but if your AMP BMP is too high, then body try to decrease it, right? So there's a mechanism to decrease it by just breaking down that the AMP BMP. That's a natrilytic. So there's a drug that inhibit that the breaking down. So you will increase the AMP and BMP. So it does that the original job. Okay. So that drug is called natripsin. Napripsin. Okay. So I already told the answer. So you can see this. You can answer these questions. What do you think?
Is it E?
Yes, I just told you the answer, right? Right. That's the neprilysin. Okay, neprilysin inhibitor. Neprilysin is the body's the body's hormone that will break down that peptide, and then sacubitril is the drug that will block that function. Okay? So as a result, that will increase the body's the AMP BMP function. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky. Okay, so think about it and let me know. Key point here is that pyrrolidine inhibit activation of blood system in the first place.
I like E.
E, actually, that's what I thought too. And then actually, I first thought about everything.
It's so good too. Yeah, usually it's ACE and ARBs, but you got two ACEs up there. You got one ACE, you have one ARB, and then you have niprysil as well. But I like E though. I like the ARB.
Okay. Let me first tell you this. Is this the ACE inhibitor?
No, that's not an ACE inhibitor.
What is it then?
That is niprysin.
Yes. We just learned this way, right? This is just a previous question, right? Okay. Now what's this? Losartan.
That's an ARB.
Yes. How about this? Aliskiren. It's a renin inhibitor, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this is a ACE inhibitor. This is a neprilysin inhibitor. Okay, so the answer is surprisingly is a C, metoprolol. It's very, very surprising to me too. Okay, so the reason is that it's basically juxtaglobal JGA, the juxtaglobal apparatus, and there's like the macula densa cell, right? Macula densa detect the sodium level, right? And then this one is the release. This one macula densa release the renin, right? And then this releasing of the renin will be inhibited by the beta blockers. Okay, so this was like really surprising to me too, right? So something that's why I circled this like first place. Okay, something you need to know, right? All right. So so basically this is a as I said, the in Med3 and Med4, Med3, I don't know why, but Med3 doesn't seem to teach you many of the drugs. But in the drugs and micro are like key point. Drugs, micro, patho, those top three are key distinguishing point in Med 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Okay, so whenever you have the drugs, you have to know, it's very, very high yield too. So you have to know like a lot of drugs. Hopefully you will have the what's his name, Doctor what's his name, like he's who? Doctor who? Doctor who? Can you say it again? Dr. M something. he was my the SVJ teacher, and he is really, really good. He simplifies everything. He just all you have to know is this, and then only one page, that's it. And he just simplifies things, and then I like him, and he will hopefully he will teach you class. Then he will just summarize everything for this condition. You have to use this condition, this drug, and then for this drug, all you have to know is this, and that. That's it. And then he will not ask you anything else, but only that. So he's really he's like a king of simplification. Okay, so really good. Anyway, so all you need to know here is the ACE inhibitor, pril. Okay, and then this one is like the it's either you use it for the hypertension, of course, but the more importantly, the renal protective. Why is it renal protective? Why is it renal protective? Do you know why? Can anyone tell me why the ACE inhibitor is good for renal protective? What do you mean by renal protective?
Does it increase the renal blood flow?
Increase the renal blood flow? Yes, true. But that's not, it doesn't, yeah, it could be one of the reasons, partially correct. You are not wrong, you are correct, but you are partially correct. Let me explain why. Okay, where does ACE inhibitor work? This is afferent, and then this is efferent. Where does it work? Afferent or efferent?
I think it's afferent.
No, efferent. Okay, it works here. So how does it work? Is it vasoconstrict, vasodilation, or efferent?
Vasodilation.
Yes, correct. Okay, efferent vasodilation. Okay, efferent vasodilation. Then, in terms of RPF, the renal plasma blood flow, renal or blood flow, and then GFR. Okay, renal plasma flow or renal blood flow. Is it increase or decrease?
Increased.
Increase. Anything vasodilate, here vasodilate, doesn't matter. Anything vasodilate is increasing. Okay, renal blood flow is increasing. Okay, how about GFR? This is a tricky point.
No effect.
Huh? No, yeah, I mean there is an effect. Increase or decrease?
Doesn't GFR usually decrease when you vasodilate on the back end of the nephron?
Yes, it will be GFR. This is a key point. GFR will decrease. Think about this. If you vasoconstrict this, GFR, less blood will come in, less will be, so the pressure, basically, this is like afferent and then efferent, right? And then pressure here will be, if less blood is coming, then the pressure will be less, right? So less pressure will go out here, right? But if you say vasoconstrict here, then more pressure will remain. Just a minute. If you the vasoconstrict here, then blood cannot go out, so more will remain here, right? So pressure goes up, right? If pressure goes up, then it will just more hydrostatic pressure, right? Agree? So that's why if you vasoconstrict efferent arteriole, then that will give you more hydrostatic pressure. This more hydrostatic pressure is simply you have a more coming in here. This is going to be, this is same as a GFR. Okay? So GFR will be increased if you vasoconstrict. In medicine, in everything in medicine, you don't have to learn both ways. You don't have to learn all of them. What I'm saying is like, if you know one of them, and the other one is the other one, okay? So what I mean is like, if you vasoconstrict, then you know that the GFR will increase, right? So the other one, meaning that the vasodilate, is a GFR decrease. Okay, so if you know this, understand this, you will automatically see that GFR, if we vasodilate, GFR will decrease. Okay, so you don't have to know it, but I can explain to you. If you vasodilate, what's going to happen in here? The vasodilate, then is it going to be more pressure? It will increase or decrease? If you vasodilate, more will go out, right? More will go out. You have a less remaining in here, so you have pressure will go down, right? So hydrostatic pressure will be going down. Hydrostatic pressure is basically GFR. Okay, GFR will go down. Agree? So, if you don't wanna learn, I mean, if you don't wanna, if you are not sure about the mechanism, but if you sure about the like the other mechanism, just learn only one mechanism, and the other one is the other one. Okay. So basically, where are we? Okay, so that's why if you have a GFR decrease, and two reasons, the renal blood flow is decreased. I mean increase, right? Renal blood flow increase, you have a more blood, so more coming in. So because basically if your kidney is bad, you need more blood. That's good thing, right? So that's a good thing about it will help the kidney, right, to function properly. And then kidney is weak. See, kidney is not working properly. If you give more, basically GFR will ask kidney to work more, right? So if you give more GFR, if you ask, yeah, you filter more, and then kidney will have to work harder. So it will give you more burden to the kidney. Okay, so decreasing the GFR will help the kidney. Okay, so in both ways, kidney will be helped. So that's why it's the nephroprotective. Okay, so you have to know this, very, very important. Okay, this is a key point of that the ACE inhibitor works. And then so first drug of choice for kidney, I mean for the diabetic patient is the ACE inhibitor, or any of the heart failure functions. I mean heart failure patient, the drug of choice is the ACE inhibitor. Very, very important. Okay. All right. And then I hope already you know the dry cough and all these things, right? And then the dry cough is the bradykinin, due to the bradykinin, right? All right. And then the people who has some the C1, I think C1 esterase inhibitor deficiency has more of the bradykinin effect. And so if you particularly C1 esterase inhibitor in group, then you cannot take the ACE inhibitors. I think the once you start taking it, and you will see the effect, this side effect, famous side effect, dry cough, and maybe in the 3 or 4 weeks, and then you have to switch to another drug, ARB, which doesn't cause the dry cough. Okay. So otherwise ACE inhibitors and then ARB are basically the same thing. Okay. And then also aliskiren, which is like a renin inhibitors. Let me quiz you one more thing. RAS. What does RAS mean? Renin and angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2, and then actually this one's supposed to be RAS. Okay, angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2, and then the aldosterone system. Okay, so if you blocking renin is actually this one, angiotensin convert to angiotensinogen 1, angiotensinogen becomes angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2, and then aldosterone system. Okay. So if renin is like blocking this one, renin is like stimulating this one, so renin inhibitor will blocking this step here. Okay, so if you block this one, if we don't go here, then what's the level of angiotensin 1 to aldosterone? What's the level of this one? It will increase or decrease? Block this. Don't go here, right? So it will all decrease, right? And how about angiotensinogen? It will increase, right? So simple. Always like, if you block something, then this will increase and then this will decrease, right? Okay. Okay, that's the thing. And then other sacubitril, we learned this, right? We will inactivate the AMP, BMP, the inhibitors. So it will increase the AMP and BMP level. Okay. And then also beta blockers will do the initiation part, first part, right? Those are the important key points in the these drugs. Okay. Now this question. This is also easy. I just explained to you just now.
Is it D?
D? Conversion, yes, that's correct. Right. So, I explained to you that the RAS system, angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1 is a renin, right? So renin inhibitor, such as what is it? Sacubitril, yeah, sacubitril, will inhibit this angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, right? So this one. This one is I explained this to you because this is important, okay? What do you think, this one? Knowing this is important, very important. This is if I make up the CAS exam,
D
I
as
will.
in,
What?
D as in dog.
Yes, that's correct. Good job. Because of the oh, yeah, because of what happened is it will decrease the GFR, right? So what happened is that if we decrease the GFR, what's going to happen? So let me use another color. Blood coming here, and then it will filter, and then goes out. So do you know roughly if if we don't use any drug, how many percent coming here, and then how many percent coming here? This is this part is a GFR. How many percent coming here, and then it will be reabsorbed, and then it will be secreted, right? And then urine P, right? And then this is just go back to the circulation. How many percent the coming to the normally? Okay, 20% here, 80% here, right? That's a normal situation. So blood coming in, 20% go to the filtration. This is a filtration. And then out of that, some part with some, because it basically dump everything into the glomeruli. And then glomeruli will, some of them will be reabsorbed. And then and then after that, some of them will be secreted again. So and then it will goes out to pee. Okay, so this is the situation. Now then, if the creatinine, so what does creatinine mean? So if there's less coming in here, then if less is coming, or whatever the reason, if it's not 20%, even less than 10% coming, then only small will coming here, right? So more creatinine will be going to the circulation, right? Because less blood coming in means more creatine remaining in the body, right? So that's why creatine level will determine whether your the kidney is functioning properly. Okay, so if the less GFR means that the more is more creatinine in the body, more creatinine in your blood. So everything you measure, the serum sodium level, or the all kind of lab values, right? Where do you measure this value? All from blood vessel. Okay, if it's not in the urine, it has to be in the blood vessel. You cannot measure anything in the intracellularly. You cannot measure anything like what else? Intracellular. So only thing you can measure is extracellularly, but you cannot measure from the outside the blood vessel. You cannot measure. All you have to do measure is only from blood vessels inside intracellular. Lab equals intracellular. I mean, sorry, intra blood vessel. Sorry about that. Intra blood vessel. Very important. Not intracellular. Lab equals intra blood vessel. Always blood vessel. Okay. So this is very, very important point. Okay. Understanding this, lab is always intra blood vessel makes you a big the hint. All right. All right. Now exercise. What do you see? Key point. Let me just highlight the key point. Okay. During the exercise, what's the like? If you summarize the the physiological changes during the exercise in one word, what's going to the word? The word is metabolite. What does metabolite mean? Something metabolized, meaning that like something digested or something like that. Nutrition or whatever the ingredient will be processed. So meaning that processed. Then end result of the process is going to be the metabolite. Key metabolite here is CO2 and other adenosine. Okay, so also the lactic acid. Those will be all the metabolite. This will always increase the vasodilate. It's a very, very natural to think in this way because if you like metabolize, meaning that if you are say running, you are running right here. If you run, then what's going to happen in the blood? I mean the skeletal muscle. Do you run through the gut, or do you run through the using the skeletal muscles? Skeletal muscle, right? Skeletal muscle is working hard, meaning that this muscle will burn energies, right? Burn nutrition. Okay, but body always have some kind of capacity. Ideally, this will use only the aerobic, the respiratory zone. So aerobic means that the making glucose will like process all the glycolysis, the TCA cycle and ETC, and making big the 38 or 39, 30, whatever that ATPs. That's a very good thing, right? But if your body has like a capacity, your body, the muscle tissues have a capacity. You cannot like run. You cannot make the always like ideally you cannot make all the aerobic the respiratory aerobic the metabolism. So if it's running too much, right? So then your body will have to go through the how do I spell? Oh my God, anaerobic metabolism. Okay, anaerobic metabolism will cause a lactic acidosis. Only you make only 2 ATPs, but that's fine because we need that like a small ATP badly. We are like a lack of energy right now. Body will make a lot of the lactic acid, and then also like I said, it will degrade the nucleotide, so it will make the adenosine. And then also there are some also obviously some other aerobic metabolism too. So that will make the like CO2, right? You know the glycolysis and the TCA cycle has a CO2 coming in out, right? So CO2, those things are increased. So all those things, the key point of these things is that when they are not just a byproduct. This will act. Basically, when God made this this mechanism, God doesn't waste anything. It will just make it okay. You this is a waste product. Yes, it is. But this will trigger very important effect. It will trigger vasodilation. So as this comes up, then the blood vessel surrounding that area will be vasodilate. So meaning that more blood will be coming in there. So more nutrition is coming in so that you can continue to run. Okay. So that's the key point. This metabolite will increase the vasodilation. Okay. So now the question is, it will vasodilate. This is very, very kind of misleading term. And many people confuse with this thing. Vasodilate. Okay, vasodilate everywhere in the body? No. That's completely wrong. You cannot vasodilate everything in the body. That's a shock. Okay, that's a kind of the hemodynamically unstable condition. That will be a shock. Okay, anaphylactic shock. Then you vasodilate everywhere in the body. That's not good. Vasodilate only the organs that is needed. For instance, if you are exercising, vasodilate skeletal muscle. This vasodilate here, vasodilate here, vasodilate. So vasodilate, then what, then how about other places? It will be vasoconstrict. Vasoconstrict. What that means is that sympathetic kicks in. You need the vasodilate, something that to run, to fight or flight, right? So you have the running for the running up of the bear. Then your skeletal muscle has to run. So you have to skeletal muscle, more blood needed more oxygen is needed in skeletal muscle. But you don't need to have the digest, right? You don't need to have resting. So you don't need to have a parasympathetic functions. You don't need a lot of blood flow to your gut. So what those functions are called is splanchnic. Splanchnic vasoconstriction. Okay, this is important. Skeletal muscle vasodilation and splanchnic function, the vasoconstriction. This is very, very important point. Okay, so having said that, okay, so let's just look at this vasoconstriction. So like if you do the also another point that I forgot to mention during this exercise, what's going to happen is like your muscle will muscle fiber here. Let me use this one. Muscle here, and then blood vessel goes here. This is the vein. I mean artery. Okay, here's artery. Arteries never squeezed. Because artery usually go with the vein together, like next to each other, right? So arterial, if there's like some the pressure from outside, which will be the like construct, which will be like shrinked, artery or vein, which will be more shrinked, which will be weaker walls, like more softer wall. Does artery have a more softer wall or the vein have a more softer wall?
Veins.
Huh? Can you say it again?
Veins.
Yes, veins are very, very flexible, soft, right? So veins will be vasoconstrict, but artery will be never squeezed. Okay, so veins will be constricted. So muscle have a more blood, right? So muscle becomes bigger, and then it will squeeze the veins. That is called the muscular. I forgot the terminology, but basically what the terminology is, a muscular kind of the muscle mediated vasoconstriction. Okay, so it will squeeze the the veins, and then it just pump into the blood into the heart. More blood to the heart. Okay, so if the also it will increase the contractility. So that's the preload. That's why it's the preload will increase. Okay, more venous return. Okay, and and yeah, this is this thing, and then this thing is what I just explained. Okay, and then another thing is the contractility will increase because this is due to the sympathetic function. Okay? And the afterload will decrease because of your vasodilate here. Okay, and then sympathetic function will also cause heart rate increase, and then the coronary perfusion will be decreased. It's due to the because it's actually it's due to this coronary heart rate. Too fast heart rate, right? Fast heart rate will have less time for perfusion. Why does this occur? When does the coronary perfusion will occur? During the diastole or systole? Can anyone tell? When does it occur? When does the coronary artery will get the blood? During the systole or diastole?
I think it's happened during diastole, but since exercise and sympathetic activity reduces the diastole, I think.
Exactly. Okay, so if this is a let me see. Let me see if I can draw very correctly. So this is like a heart, right? And the key point is the location. Okay, so this is a location actually here, then here. Coronary artery, the basically opening. Coronary artery opening is like this. So this is heart. So what happens is during the systole, blood goes out, right? And then during the diastole, valve will close, right? And then this will just circle down here, right? Because when all of a sudden that valve close, that just it sucks in, right? Blood sucks in, and then this is where coronary arteries, left and right coronary arteries. So that coronary artery opening is just behind the valve, behind the aortic valve. So this aortic valve right here, this opening is right behind the valve. So it doesn't supply during the systole. During the systole, that's behind the valve. You don't see the blood goes there. And then when the valve closed, then when the valve closed, that the blood went out will be sucked in toward the heart. That's where the blood will be going into the coronary artery. Okay, that's why if the diastolic time is short, then that blood supplying to the coronary artery the time will be shortened, right? So less the coronary perfusion will occur. Okay, understanding this is very, very important, right? So this will cause this. Okay, all right. And then another thing is that so this is because of this basically this slide will combine the cardio and respiratory together. Okay, so minute ventilation will be increased. So you basically ventilate faster. Okay, and then also that will increase the O2 demand too, right? Because you the respiratory muscles will work harder. Okay, and the temperature and then arterial pH because of the lactic acidosis the increase. Okay, so this understanding this where is it? Understanding this understanding this exercise, the physiology is very important. Not because only because of the exercise, the physiology is important. Because exercise in the physiology tells many things. Okay, so it's a very favorite favorite topic for the exam. Okay, so know this like inside out. All right, so let's do some questions. Sorry. False. What do you think? What do you think this answer?
D.
False.
What?
D as in dog.
Yes. That's correct. Okay. We just look at this, right? All right. So don't try to memorize this one, okay? Try to understand it. Okay. Don't try to memorize these things. I don't like to memorize things, right? Try to understand the, how does it work? So, understand this page here. Okay. All right. Next question. So diastolic pressure. Diastolic pressure is, you can kind of roughly saying that this is a more time in blood vessel. Diastolic pressure is high. Okay, so like when you the exercise is more time in kind of more time blood vessel means that the blood is like a kind of like more like slow time. How can I explain this to you? Kind of stagnating time. So during the diastole, the diastole, and then it will just back up, right? So this inside of the aorta is kind of the blood is kind of not moving, right? It's during the systole is pumping out very fast, and then blood during the diastole when this closed, and then blood is like turning back and then sucked in. That is a basically slow movement, right? So when the systole fast move, and then diastole blood is moving slowly, right? That's how the pumping action, right? So the diastolic blood pressure is like basically equal to the slow time in blood vessel. Okay, the sucked in area, sucked in that period. Okay, so what do you think this one? Systolic blood pressure, is it increase or decrease? Because of the sympathetic. If sympathetic, what does sympathetic do in terms of the heart functions?
Increased contractility and increase the other one, I forgot.
Okay. Remember these three things: inotropic, chronotropic, thromotropic. What does that mean? Inotropic, stronger. Chronotropic, faster heart rate. Okay. Thromotropic, the faster conduction. Those are sympathetic functions. Okay, so it will be stronger contraction, faster contraction, and then also faster conduction. Those three are the sympathetic functions in terms of heart. Okay, so during the exercise, the sympathetic function, systolic blood function, will be increased. Okay, because of this thing here. Okay, how about the diastolic? Diastolic, because of the diastolic pressure is like kind of slow, the period of slow time. But slow time, during the period of slow time is like shortened, right? Because of the heart is running very, very fast. So you don't have much time to like perfusion, and then not much time to the slow movement of blood. It will be moving very, very fast, quickly, right? So that's why this is decreased, okay? Right, just a decrease. All right, so I just explained this to you, right? And this one. After these questions, I think this is yeah. And after these questions, and then we'll take a 1 hour break, and then we'll resume at 1 o'clock. Okay. Which of the following physiologic changes is not seen? This is also kind of important thing. But the keyword is like the very kind of but it's actually if you don't have this function, and that might be all might be correct, but this is always is a kind of strange word, right? So let me just answer this as a B, okay, and explain to you. So what happened is in the I told you about the splanchnic functions, like vasoconstrict, and then skeletal muscle is more vasodilate, right? So if you vasodilate, and the heart here, the output, the afterload will be just the vasodilate, means that this will be just the vasodilate, so less resistance, right? So, but not always true. It's not always true, because splanchnic is the vasoconstriction, right? So that's the key point. So skeletal muscles vasodilated, and then it will decrease the diastolic blood pressure. But there is the which are proportional to the but the contractility. So this is a key point. Contractility increases dramatically because of the sympathetic during exercise. This increased contractility and increased preload may result in this one. Okay, let me explain this. This is kind of physics. This is the heart, and then this is the resistance. So if the pressure is like low, then if the resistance increase, then you cannot go out, right? So that's normal situation, right? But if suppose if you pressure is very, very high, very, very high, what's going to happen? That will overcome this the resistance, and it will push out, right? So what happens is during the exercise, the preload will be increased big time. That will increase this the pressure in the left ventricle big time, huge the preload, and then you have a lot of blood coming into the expanding the left ventricle big time. So pressure is really big. So that will overcome this the resistance. No matter how the tightly that the vasoconstriction doesn't matter, because the pressure is so high, it will just push out big time. Okay, so that's why it's not really you might want to highlight this part right there. This part really important. It is basically this thing. Yeah, this thing is very important. This one might be, I don't remember exactly, but if it was like one of the quiz question or one of the CAS question or one of the like formative question, I don't remember, but this similar thing was appeared in the quiz. Okay, very important. This concept is very important. Okay, so basically, yes.
So the ventricle afterload increases, but the diastolic blood pressure will decrease.
Actually, that's diastolic blood pressure has something to do with the heart rate rather than the afterload. So diastolic blood pressure is basically amount of time, like slow blood flow time. So the more slow blood flow time, the more diastolic blood pressure. But in exercising, you have a less slow blood flow time because of pumping, fast, right? Agree? So that's why diastolic pressure, the blood pressure is low. If you have like slow heart beating, slow beating, boom, diastolic blood pressure will be high. Okay? So this has more to do with the heart rate. Afterload is something to do with the not only is normally we understand afterload only like it's a vasoconstrict, then we'll have a more the resistance that has a higher resistance. Higher means that higher afterload. Normally, right? But not necessarily. More exact term is pressure versus the vasoconstriction effect. So more is very high pressure. It will overcome vasoconstriction. So that means overcome vasoconstriction effect. So that means that if you overcome the vasoconstriction effect, then that will the after will be decreased. Okay. So understanding this is very important. Okay. So that's why in exercising, during the exercise, it's not always the increasing the afterload. I mean, it's not always increasing the afterload or decreasing the afterload, because it depending on whether the pressure is more built, then it will overcome the afterload. But if it's like a less volume buildup, less preload, then the vasoconstriction effect will dominate. All right? Any questions? All right.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. I think this is it. Okay, so in the next session, we'll resume at the 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay, well, about 1 hour from now. All right. Okay, so see you then. Okay, I'll stop here. Bye.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
Thank you, Kevin.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Oh, Kevin,
yeah.
is the recording?
Yeah, I'm recording it.
Okay, when you stop
Yeah,
the
I'll stop
recording.
here and then I'll record another section.
Okay,
All right.
let me know when you stop the recording, because what I
Sure,
want
sure.
to
It stopped the recording.